First, you need to use your pencil on its side and press hard and put lots of graphite onto the paper. Then rub your finger in the graphite to make your fingertip really mucky. Then get a piece of sellotape and put it sticky side up and carefully roll your fingertip across the sellotape and stick the sellotape onto the paper, and you have your first fingerprint. You can also try using cocoa powder instead. Put some cocoa powder in a small container. Dip your finger in the cocoa powder and wipe off any excess powder from your finger. Collect your fingerprint in the same way as before, using the strip of sellotape. You might want to try both of these methods and work out the best technique for getting clear fingerprints. Chromatography is really easy. You just need some paper, a pen and some water. I'm going to use a strip of paper so that it fits in the container. So cut a suitable strip, the right sort of length and width. Put a dot using a pen about 3 centimeters from one end and put this end of the paper into the water, but keep the dot above the surface. Use a paper clip to hold the paper in place. And then wait patiently. To make the rocket, you need to cut a rectangle of paper. I'm going to use about 1/4 of a piece of A4 paper. Next, you need to carefully roll that around a pencil. And use a piece of sellotape to seal all the way along the length of the rocket. Then you need to squeeze the one end of the rocket closed, and again use a short piece of sellotape to seal it closed. Then you put the rocket onto the straw and then blow through the straw to launch the rocket. I made a number of different rockets using different sized paper. So some of them were longer, some of them were shorter, some of them I rolled more tightly so they were a tighter fit on the straw, and some of them were looser. I tested them all out. When I was testing them, I stood behind a line and blew as hard as I could, and then I measured the distance. This was my best rocket, and I'm just going to show you how far it went and how I measured it. So I used a tape measure from where where I was standing. That's 150 centimetres. That's another 110, so 150, 250, 260 centimetres my rocket went. To make your first type of glue, you just need flour and cold water. Add 1/4 cup of water to 1/2 cup of flour and mix until smooth. Keep mixing to get all the lumps out the best that you can. To make your second glue, you need corn flour, cold water and boiling water. I've used a kettle to boil the water. Because this glue involves hot water, you will need to ask an adult to help you with this. So firstly, mix 3 tablespoons of corn flour. 2, 3, with 4 tablespoons of cold water into a small bowl. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then you need to mix those together, trying to get as many lumps out as you can. It becomes really thin and runny as you stir it. Now you'll need 2 cups of boiling water. This is the part that you'll need somebody to help you with. And then carefully add that to the corn flour and cold water. And keep stirring. And you should feel that it starts to get thicker. I've left this glue to cool, and now you can see it's thicker and ready to use as glue. To make your third type of glue, you need vinegar, hot skimmed milk, bicarbonate of soda and cold water. You'll need an adult to help you make this glue as well because of the hot milk. So firstly, pour 2 tablespoons of vinegar into a cup. And add 1/2 cup of hot skimmed milk. I've heated mine up in the microwave, and give that a stir. Then let the mixture sit for about 3 minutes. Next, you need to line a sieve with some kitchen towel. And then carefully pour the mixture through the sieve, catching the liquid in a bowl. Just wait for all the liquid to run through the kitchen towel and the sieve. After all the water has drained through the kitchen towel and the sieve, you should have a solid lump left in the kitchen towel. Scrape that or put that into a bowl or cup, and then you need to add half a teaspoon of bicarbonate of soda. And then 2 teaspoons of cold water. And you should see it start to fizz. When there are no more bubbles being produced, you will have made your glue. I'm going to leave mine a little bit longer. Just to make sure. So for this, you'll need to be working in an area where if you drop the toast and it lands butter side down, it's not going to damage the floor. So on a hard surface or a mat that can be wiped easily. And then you'll need some toast that's been buttered on one side and a plate. Then just hold the plate at waist height and gently tip the plate until the toast falls off. That landed butter side up. So I'll just keep a quick tally of that. And then repeat again, holding at the waist, butter side down. So again, keep recording. Each time put the butter side up on the plate and repeat as many times as you want. Butter side up. To make your spinner, you first need a rectangle of paper. I'm going to make mine 7 centimetres by 14 centimetres. So cut that out. Then you need to decide how long to make the blades of the spinner and draw a line, dotted line across. And that will be the length of my blades. And then draw a line across the middle so that you can cut your 2 blades. Then you need to think about how deep you want the body to be and draw a line across there, and then draw your tail. I'm using dotted lines for the bits that I'm going to fold and more solid lines for the bits that I'm going to cut. So I'm just going to cut to this point here on both sides, and then I fold along the dotted line to make the tail of the spinner and put a paper clip on the end. And then finally I just need to fold one of the blades one way and the other one in the opposite direction, and I've made my spinner. This is how you drop the spinner.